Caravan Salon 2019. This is the 2020 range from Eura Mobil, if you want to say it in English. And this is a range which is, I think it's the top of the range for the Trigano group. Integra line 720 QF, costs 95,000 euros, kicks off at 78. So it's got all sorts of additions to the price. The most expensive of which appears to be, as always, it's the engine upgrade. And then you've got a couple of packs added on, which usually don't tend to make much sense to me. Seems to be the same thing repeated. Anyway, just seems to be, I'm not saying it is. Right, you've got a door there with a bin in it. And the reason I mention the bin is because bins seem to be in this year. Lots of people putting bins in funny places, and I think the most sensible place for a bin is in the door. Right, somebody asked me to sort of a brief overview before I sort of do anything, so I've decided that the best way of doing that, instead of doing it from the front, is to go to the back, because at the end of the day, this is probably the place you're spending most of your time in the van. I'm assuming you spend 8 hours asleep. So you might actually eat in the van. I know lots of people don't. And get washed at this part. So let's say getting washed plus me sleep. Maybe that's 9 hours now. And unless you're into really heavy driving, this is probably the most important part of the van. This bed is very high. So that's probably the highest position it's going to go to. But anyway, we'll see what the advantages of that are later. I often get asked the question, I get it about 3 times a week, what van would I get if I had the money? What's my favourite van? I can't see in there. Yeah, somebody's left this on there. Glass is falling over. Don't know what the answer to that one is. Hard question. Probably the Heimer MLT, but anyway. There we have the heating system, Aldi heating system. That's the glycol which is used in it. It has to be a reservoir somewhere. A bit like you've got in the engine, in your car or your van, and has to have a reservoir for that. I think having sort of an ensuite, so to speak, like as is this one here, is quite nice. But in the circumstances that you don't have a bed up front, as for example there isn't one here. I was doing this up the lights on. The reason I put the lights on, I hope that's quite clear. I think that looks really good. Probably think it looks naff, but I think it looks good. Yeah, definitely worth putting the lights on. So when you're showing people around, you'll want to make sure you do that. This is something lots of people have got this year as well. I just can't remember seeing so many. Maybe I wasn't paying attention earlier. There you go, closes like that. Does it rattle as the vehicle is moving? I don't know, I've never driven this van. Mind you, I haven't driven a van yet that didn't rattle. Got one of these on the other side as well, for this sensible sliding door to the toilet. Well, I think that's very nice curves on that. Hey, you know what I should have done? I should have done this during the day when people were in here. I should have waited for a lady to come in and said, hey, I think they've got some very nice curves on that. 15 kilos. We pushed to find 15 kilos worth of cutlery. Look, it's deep. I'll keep saying this now in other films, but I want to make it the point here. You know, okay, I accept the fact you got a sink down there, so you can't get the walls up to the top. But, I mean, isn't that a bit of a waste of space? Unless you're thinking of the 15 kilos, of course. You can't pile things in. Ah. Oh, yes. Yes, I like that. Moulded sink. Extension to it in a way. I don't know if that's call that extension to it. Yes, I'm going to call it extension. So you do your washing up, you put it up here, there's this bit down here, the water drains off there, the bit the water doesn't sort of go uphill and then fall onto there, of course. And that's great. That is, I like that. That is class. You've got 3 burners there. I know there's 3 burners there because there's always 3 burners there. But this, oh, nice, nice, nice. Never seen this one before. Like that. Good one. Table can be doubled. Just going down the front. Now, if you're spending all this money, you're probably thinking, I don't want it on a Fiat, I want it on a Mercedes. Well, yeah, I could understand that. I've got to say this, I mean, people knock Fiat all the time. I see these comments about how bad the Fiat is. I can say this, in my experience, it's not. It's a... oh, just noticed this here. Warning, fragile LCD panel, do not apply pressure during device installation. Right, so now you know. Coming back to the subject of the Fiat, I really think that it's good. I mean, I had an experience in a van, it was a new van, and it did break down. And there was a problem, I was turning up with the gearbox, there was something wrong with it. And, okay, I came off the road. But I wasn't going very fast. But I mean, the service was absolutely outstanding. Now I do appreciate that you know, I do couple of people sometimes watch one of my films, and that I don't know if they were going out of the way because they did say in the mail, because they showed me in the garage, they showed me and said what I do. And but if they did that for that reason, but the service was really good. And even though I had to wait, so I didn't abandon the van. It wasn't my van; it was someone else's. I said I'm responsible. I'm not leaving it here. And even though they often put me in a hotel and do all sorts of things. I had an appointment in Munich the following day, and you know they really went out of their way to make sure I was happy. And anyway. So that was one thing about something going wrong, but that was the Fiat service, and it was really good. Now, as far as the engines are concerned, I really cannot say anything negative about them. I think it's a really easy drive. It's a nice drive. So anyway, double thought isn't very deep. Yeah, it's not a Heimer or a Carthagon. Okay, right, well, I think we'll leave it at that. I can hear there's a party starting out that side. I might go and see it once my battery gives up, that is. So I really want to get as many films in as possible before then. So I've got something to take back with me, stick it on the internet, and I'll have something to see. Alright, 60 months guarantee, 10 years water ingress guarantee, and that's the van. Thanks very much for watching. If you find any use in what I do, please do consider giving me some support on Patreon, and please do subscribe to this channel. Thank you.